Thank you. Hi, I'm Lisa Rozovsky from Haaretz, and I think my both questions are to you, Senator Graham. First of all, you were already asked about it, but still, it seems like a lot is happening now in Riyadh, both in connection to the Ukrainian-Russian war and here. From what you hear from the Trump administration and from your meetings with Netanyahu, what would be Saudi Arabia's role in the day after in Gaza? And is it somehow maybe interconnected with what's going on in Ukraine? And second, about the ICC. Before sanctioning Netanyahu and Gallant, ICC sanctioned Putin, and then I don't think I heard any protests against it from your side. Aren't you afraid that this bill you're trying to pass and President Trump's executive order will ultimately disrupt, ruin the international law, the international order?
Okay.
Thank you.
Russia and Israel are not the same. Bibi and Putin are not the same. Bibi actually has to get elected. Nobody's falling out of windows over here that I've seen. The idea that there's a comparison between Putin's Russia and Israel is offensive to me at every level. The Prime Minister goes to court 3 days a week. You have a very robust legal system over here. And if you don't like the government today, just wait. There'll be an election in 2 weeks. Does anybody really believe that Putin's held accountable by anybody in Russia? That's why you have the Rome Statute, not the United States, not Israel. So that idea, to me, is an offensive concept that there's any comparison at all. What role will Saudi Arabia play? The key role. The definitive role. Now, how does this war end? It ends with the destruction of Hamas. It ends with people being able to leave Gaza if they want to, but the ones who choose to stay, what's next? And Iran's on the top. Got to get that done. Nothing works. The Arabs, through Saudi Arabia, have told me that they would recognize Israel. Saudi Arabia would, if they get two things. A defense agreement with the United States, which requires 67 votes, is kind of a checkmate to Iranian ambitions and would be the ultimate brand change for Saudi Arabia. It'd be pretty easy to sell a business interest on coming to Saudi Arabia if you could tell that business concern, America will go to war for Saudi Arabia. That's a big brand change. So he wants that. Two, he and every other Arab leader has to deliver a dignified solution to the Palestinian issue or they will not last. I understand the politics in Israel. You're unified in the idea you don't want to reward the Palestinians with a state after they slaughtered 1,200 of your countrymen and women. I get that, and nor should you. But the question becomes, how does this end, and how do you keep Hamas from coming back? Here's the good news. MBS wants Hamas to come back about as much as you do. His 2030 vision is inconsistent with Hamas and the Ayatollah having a nuclear weapon. We have an alignment of interests for the first time since I've been coming here, where Arab leaderships at the UAE and Saudi Arabia have the same view of radical Islam as Israel does. We want no part of it. We reject them. Women are working in Saudi Arabia. They're driving in Saudi Arabia. Then go to dinner by themselves. Things that seem small or large. They're going to spend $1 trillion in Saudi Arabia modernizing their economy, becoming the leader of the world for AI. Hamas prevents that from happening. So to everybody in Israel, you could have no better partner in destroying radical Islam than Saudi Arabia.